Maple Lane was a street of closed doors and silent neighbors. No one borrowed sugar, no one waved, and laughter never crossed the tall fences. The air felt heavy, as if the whole street was waiting for something, anything, to break the silence. Each house glowed from within, but the light never spilled out. The people were like stars, close, but too far apart to touch. On a night when the moon was full, a mysterious cat appeared. He was gray as a storm cloud, silent as a shadow, with one eye glowing like a piece of the moon. Some said he could vanish in a blink, reappearing on rooftops or in gardens where no one saw him enter. Whiskerly seemed to know every secret path and hidden nook of Maple Lane. The children called him the Moon Cat, then Whiskerly. He never meowed or begged for food. He simply watched, his gaze gentle and knowing. On certain nights, neighbors would spot him sitting atop the old stone wall, his tail flicking as if he were listening to the wind's stories. Whiskerly moved like a secret, his magic quiet but warm. Children left little gifts, ribbons, shiny buttons, a saucer of milk. But Whiskerly only accepted a single white feather, which he carried away in his mouth. No one knew why he came, but he seemed to be searching for something or someone. The people of Maple Lane didn't realize it yet, but Whiskerly had come to mend what was broken, and his work was just beginning. The grown-ups whispered about the cat's magic, but deep down, they hoped he would bring a change to their quiet street. Lily, in the yellow house, missed her grandmother deeply. Lily's days felt gray and endless. She clutched her grandmother's scarf, wishing for one more story, one more hug. One moonlit night, as she cried by her window, Whiskerly appeared on her sill. When Whiskerly appeared, Lily wiped her tears and reached out. But the cat stayed just out of reach, his gaze gentle and patient. He didn't try to come in. He just watched her with his gentle, glowing eye. In his presence, Lily felt a warmth she hadn't known in a long time, like her grandmother's hand in hers. She told Whiskerly about her dreams, her fears, and the empty chair at the dinner table. The cat listened, never judging, never leaving. They sat together in silence, and Lily's sadness eased just a little. As dawn approached, Lily finally slept, her heart a little lighter, her dreams filled with soft purrs and moonlight. Whiskerly's quiet magic told her it was okay to grieve, but she wasn't alone. Mr. Gable in the blue house sometimes lost his way, even on familiar streets. Mr. Gable often wandered the block, searching for memories of his late wife. He carried her old blue umbrella, even on clear nights. One night, he wandered too far and couldn't find home. Fear gripped him until a silvery light appeared. Whiskerly, his glowing eye a beacon in the dark. Neighbors watched from their windows, worried but unsure how to help. Whiskerly, however, always seemed to know when Mr. Gable needed a friend. The cat led Mr. Gable through old shortcuts, paths he'd forgotten, but Whiskerly seemed to know. At last, they reached his front door. On the night he was lost, Mr. Gable followed Whiskerly through gardens and alleys, past the old bakery and the playground where children once played. Mr. Gable turned to thank the cat, but Whiskerly had vanished. Relief and gratitude filled him, not just for finding his way, but for not being alone in his moment of fear. When he reached his door, Mr. Gable wept with relief. He left a saucer of cream on the porch, a silent thank you to his mysterious guide. Winston the bulldog and Shadow the cat were famous for their noisy feud. One full moon night, Shadow tumbled into Winston's yard, and a fight seemed certain. Winston barked and Shadow hissed, their feud echoing through the block. Neighbors sighed, used to the chaos. Their owners rushed out, shouting, old grievances flaring. Suddenly, Whiskerly appeared between the two animals, calm and silent. But when Whiskerly appeared, the air changed. The pets paused, uncertain, as if sensing something magical. His presence softened Winston's growl and eased Shadow's fear. The pets relaxed, and even the humans fell silent, astonished. Winston sniffed Whiskerly, then sat down. Shadow curled her tail and blinked. The humans exchanged amazed glances, their anger forgotten. In that quiet, something shifted. Winston stepped back, Shadow sat calmly, and Whiskerly blinked slowly at everyone. Without a word, he had brokered peace. From that night on, Winston and Shadow shared sunny spots and leftover treats, their rivalry replaced by quiet friendship. Lily suggested a festival to thank Whiskerly, and the idea caught fire. The whole street joined in, building a stage, stringing lights, and preparing food. Preparations for the festival brought neighbors together for the first time in years. Ladders were shared, recipes exchanged, and laughter filled the air. Children made art celebrating their magical friend. On the night of the full moon, Maple Lane sparkled with joy and togetherness. Children painted banners with Whiskerly's image, adding stars and moons to every corner. The street glowed with anticipation. Neighbors danced, shared stories, and watched Winston and Shadow sit peacefully side by side. Everyone hoped Whiskerly would appear, but even if he didn't, his magic was everywhere. On festival night, music drifted from open windows. The scent of fresh bread and sweet cakes mingled in the air. Lily and Mr. Gable shared their Whiskerly stories on stage, and the whole neighborhood listened, hearts full. The festival was a celebration of connection, kindness, and the magic they'd found in each other. Neighbors who had never spoken before shared stories and memories, discovering how much they had in common. As the festival reached its peak, a hush fell. Whiskerly sat beneath the old oak tree, his eye glowing softly. The crowd watched in awe, feeling his gentle approval. As Whiskerly sat beneath the oak, the children gathered quietly, holding hands. Some whispered wishes, others simply watched in awe. He blinked once, his eye flaring with silvery light, a silent blessing. Then, he began to fade, dissolving into the moonlight like a wisp of smoke. The last thing to vanish was his glowing eye, winking out like a star. A hush fell as Whiskerly's form shimmered, his outline blurring with the moonlight. The crowd held its breath, sensing something extraordinary. Lily approached the spot and found shimmering paw prints pressed into the grass. They glowed faintly, leading toward the woods, a magical trail left behind. Whiskerly was gone, but his mystery and magic remained. When he vanished, a gentle breeze swept through the crowd, carrying the scent of wildflowers and a feeling of hope. The glowing paw prints lingered, a promise that Whiskerly's magic would never truly leave Maple Lane. Mended grew closer each year, celebrating together under the full moon. Murals of Whiskerly appeared on fences and walls, reminders of the cat who brought them together. In the weeks that followed, neighbors visited each other more often. Lily and Mr. Gable became friends, sharing stories of Whiskerly and their loved ones. The street became a place of open doors, laughter, and friendship. Winston and Shadow napped side by side, their feud forgotten. The people of Maple Lane found what they'd been missing, each other. The murals of Whiskerly grew, painted by children and adults alike. Each one told a different story of comfort, courage, and kindness. They became a true neighborhood, bound by the memory of a magical visitor. Whiskerly's lesson endured. No sadness is too big to share, no one too lost to be found. On full moon nights, the community gathered to share food and music, always leaving a place for their magical friend. Sometimes, it takes a little magic to remind us how to love. Children told new stories about Whiskerly's adventures, imagining him watching over them from the shadows. And so, Maple Lane was never the same. Whiskerly's magic lived on in every open door, every shared smile, and every act of kindness.